Hello there everybody, how's it going? It's Jessie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff here on FlossTube, and I am here with my week 1 Mania, Stitch Maynia update. Today is Monday, May 15th, 2017. Yes, I know, I just said this is my week 1 update, and here we are on the 15th, getting ready to start week 3. Sorry about that. Basically, I talked to you guys last week, and I had promised on coming back on Thursday to try to do my Mania update then. We ended up having some rainy weather roll in a day earlier than I was anticipating, and excuse me, so it was too dark. Now I have the ability to film in the dark now, or when the weather is gray, but I just never got myself in gear to get that done on Thursday. So here we are today. We're just going to go through it today. And so today you're going to get my week 1 update. Full disclosure, Thor is here. He's currently taking a nap right there. He's probably 2 feet from my face. He's not feeling so good today. He had a couple of late nights this weekend, and yeah, so he does, for whatever reason, he's not feeling so good today. Just because his routine is a little bit off kilter. But that's okay, that's that. He might make an appearance, I don't know. The other thing is that I want to apologize for the probable glare on my glasses. That's unavoidable. But I'm wearing my glasses these days because it's allergy season, and allergy season means that my eyes get puffy. So just to try to save on contacts, wear my glasses. So there might be some glare, but I'll do my best to avoid that. And then the last thing before I start showing projects is that starting week 2, I actually started doing a vlog. And so just a daily little snippet here and there of what I was working on and any progress that I had made. So this is going to be the only one of these updates that is going to be in this format. The rest are going to be that vlog style footage. So that's pretty cool. I really have liked doing that because it's really easy to organize, and it's really easy to put the video together. So really excited about it. Okay, on Monday, May the 1st, I had my first Stitch Maynia 2017 start. And as I've talked to you guys about, I am doing this Mad Mira Monday Mania thing. By the way, I am using a hashtag on Instagram. I'm using hashtag Mad Mira Mania. And I know that a few others are using it, so keep filling that out. That's a lot of fun. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull out everything. This project I was getting ready to start on May the 1st. I had questions about my fabric, but I'll talk about that in a second. It is the Garden Muses by Mirabilia. This is Mirabilia design number 44. And I am using this, The Giving Tree. I couldn't think of the title, but it's on there. The Giving Tree book / locket style needle minder from Julie at Nifty Needle Nannies. And I was talking about how I might switch up my fabric depending on if my Sassenach by Hand Dye Fabrics by Stephanie came in time. It arrived last Thursday, so yeah, I didn't have it in time. So I just went ahead and started on the Evergreen. I'm actually really glad that I did. So this fabric is 32 count Belfast in Evergreen by Under the Sea Fabrics. And I got a small start. I'm going to say that a lot, just a heads up, because most of my starts I didn't do a whole heap load. So I started in the upper corner, and this is a mirror that is horizontal of a horizontal orientation, and so top left corner, what you see here is some of the greenery behind, and then this golden and brown colors, that's her hair. So I'm talking about up in this region. And yeah, I'm really pleased with the fabric. Again, evergreen, bluey green, 'tis gorgeous. So that's what I got done there. Alright, I'm just gonna haphazardly stack things, and I'll figure it out after. Okay, May the 2nd was also a new start day, and for me, I started Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and this is by Stitch Maynia, and I'm using this white and gold reindeer needle minder that I got from Bella Stitch. And I started this on 32 count Belfast in Ice Crystals by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And so I got a good little bit done. Couple of the stars I started in on Santa's sleigh. Yeah, this is the sack there, his bag of toys there, and then the top portion of the letter S. And so that's where I started with that. And I ended up cutting my fabric in half, so I have another piece, which is kind of cool. 13 by 18 is enough on 32 count. Okay. Next, all right. So Wednesday the 3rd was a little bit complicated. I had planned on starting Mill Hill's Good Coffee and Friends. I was going to do the full set of 6 on, I have it here actually, 32 count Belfast in Lupine by Picture This Plus. So I got everything organized. I figured out where this particular block was going to go, loaded it up on my frame, sat down to stitch, and I just went, I don't like this. I mean, I went through all of that, and I just don't like this. The fabric is gorgeous. It is just a gorgeous dark coffee brown with some kind of burgundy undertones to it a little bit. It's beautiful, and it would be so good for this project, but I don't love this stitching. There's just so much stitching in this, and it's a Mill Hill kit, so I was expecting a whole bunch of beads, and there's almost no beads in this. You can kind of see down there. So I'm like, I don't love this, and it's a lot of solid color stitching, which I never enjoy. So I was like, you know what? I don't love this even before I start. Let me go ahead and switch up. And so I did. So this is, I'm probably going to put this up on Stash Unload because I'm not a huge fan. So what did I end up starting? I decided to keep with the coffee theme, and I started a project that I had intended on starting for Coffee Stitcher's birthday, but I never got to because reasons. That's the best I have for you. Reasons. And so I started DesignWorks Coffee Break. And my needle minder here is an upside down, there we go, Java Queen from No Name Needle Minders. So there's that. I swapped out the Ada for 28 count Cashel in Antique White by Zweigart. And the progress that you're going to see here, I have to rip out. And I'll explain that in a second. So I got started in the top left, a little bit of the lighter border color, and then some of the smoke from the very first coffee. Or smoke, steam. From there, over in that region. So DesignWorks kits come with threads that at first I thought were DMCs because they color match to DMCs really well. But these are not DMCs. They don't lay together right. They don't stitch up cleanly. It's all just kind of, it's not quite DMC. And if I'm going to be stitching this rather large project, I don't want to hate the threads, and I kind of hate the threads. So basically I bought this kit, and all I'm using from it is the pattern. So that's great. But it's fine. If it's a project that I'm going to enjoy the process of, then I don't care, it's worth it. So there's that. And I'll rip that out and deal with that as I need to. Okay, May the 4th. Again, a new start. And this was also for the Stitch Maynia Star Wars May the 4th Be With You Stitch Along. And I started C-3PO by Stitch Line. This is a Sugar Skull style design. I'm stitching this on 32 count Belfast in Vintage Stormy Clouds by Zweigart. Preview here of what it will look like finished. And here's what it looks like now. So basically I just got down the one side of his head, and I am stitching this using DMC 37.99. And I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Can't wait to get back to this one. Yeah, that's good. Good times, good times. So there's that. Okay, next on May the 5th. May the 5th for me was a whip day, and you have seen these projects if you've watched my last whip update video, which was last Wednesday. But I'm just going to go ahead and show them to you again here because I can. And technically this was the second project, but whatever, we'll go out of order. This is the Darth Vader Sugar Skull, again, Vintage Stormy Clouds Belfast by Zweigart. It is a printed fabric, so you see the coloring there and blank on the back. Again, DMC 37.99. At some point you will have seen what this will look like finished. I love these. And this is one of my focus for a finish this month. So there's that. Also on the 5th, since I had started it in Maynia 2016, I worked on my Faces of Fairy 201 by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is on a 25 count Lugana in Antique White by Zweigart. And the progress that you're going to see here is not just from this one day. So I did 100 stitches on this one particular day, just this very bottom block. But I'm working in page 2, and this is, page 2 is another focus project for me for the month of May. So I'll get back to that. Needle minders. Cameo Gothic Skeleton from Gina's Unique Boutique. The Scream by No Name Needle Minders. And Pretty Purple Flower from Carolina. So there's that. Looking forward to getting back to that so that I can try to finish up that page. Okay, next on the 6th. Saturday, May the 6th was a busy, busy day for us. So I got a start, but I didn't get a ton of progress. So the project that I started, I'm in love with this fabric, y'all. The project that I started is from the Joan Elliott Fairy Enchantment book, and this is Once Upon a Time. And I started up here in the castle. I'm stitching this on a 32 count Belfast in Iris by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And my needle minder is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This is the needle minder that was released for Happily Ever After, but it's a bunch of books. Once Upon a Time. Alright. And so that's what I got done there. So I got a couple of turrets on the castle done. Is this fabric not gorgeous? Oh, it's showing up pretty good today. Yeah, that's pretty. This was a lot of fun to work on, and I was really sad to not get a whole lot of progress. But I will get back to that here in July for Joan Elliott July. Let me silence my phone real quick. Okay, next, Sunday the 7th. This is the last day for week 1, and it was a double start day for me. So I started with this one. This is the Summer Sampler by Cooler Design Studio. The artist is actually Sandy Orton for Cooler Design Studio. And I mentioned in my last web update that I had a couple of needle minders from my latest needle minder order that were on some of these projects. This is one of those. This big, beautiful sunflower. So that's what this project will look like finished. And I could easily be obsessed with this. Easy. In a heartbeat. So I am stitching this on a 32 count Belfast in Cream by Zweigart. I had a really hard time switching to my second project for the day because you'll see here in a second. So basically, there we go. So I started up here in the corner and I stitched the starfish and then the background around it. And then I was like, well, let me do the back stitch so it'll bring it out. So I had a starfish done. Then I started working in over here, and I was like, well, I better just finish that shell and the background around it. Yeah, while I'm still here, let me do the back stitch. Can you see where this is going? I had a really hard time switching. I try to give each of my Maynia starts about an hour or so, but this one I wanted to stitch on like all day, just all day. I didn't, but you know, there's that. So, looking forward very much to getting back to this one. Yeah, it's just pretty. And I'm really, really glad that I chose not to use a plain white fabric for this because that cream will show through quite a lot in a lot of places with this one. Okay. My last start for week 1, which was also on the 7th, is well, I have to do some things in order to be able to stitch it. So this is also from the Cooler Design Studio, and I started an Enchanted January from this book, Carousel Horses in Cross Stitch. And let me see here if I can pull up a preview. This one here. So this is an old book. It's from the 90s. And I can't remember. I think I figured it out. It was from like 1993, I believe. And so without sort of telling all the details of the secret sauce, this is charted with white or blue. So essentially you could have a symbol that's a dot on a white background and a dot that's on a blue background. And those two things can mean very different things. On top of the fact that it's in a book that was printed in the 90s, which means that some of the symbols are a little off kilter. Like, there's some weird things going on with the chart. So I had to scan my chart, print off a working copy. My printer has the ability to scan for color, which is phenomenal, but the blue is not quite dark enough. So I'm having to really interpret the chart a little bit. It's fine. It'll be just fine. I may take the book to Staples or something and have them copy it and see if I can't get one that has higher contrast, because that's really the issue. It's just contrast. So we shall see. But in the meantime, I started it on 28 count cashel in Antique White by Zweigart, and I didn't get a whole lot done because I got a little tired of trying to interpret the chart. And this design calls for a lot of blends with Krennic, and I didn't get the Krennics. So there's only so much that I could do to avoid the krennic blended ones. So, not a ton of progress. It looks like I just did 3 colors there. Yep, that's all I did. But that's how it goes. So, there's that. So that was my last start for week 1. Week 1 was pretty great. I have to admit that now that we're in the starting stages of my week 3, I'm starting to get a little bit, not burnt out necessarily, I'm just like ready to be able to sink my teeth into some of these projects. And I can't do that right now because I gotta keep going. So anyway, that's that. So with that, I will bid you adieu. This is a pretty quick one, which is good. And I will see you in the next Maynia update, which I think I might upload tomorrow. And then I'll be back later this week with a regular update. So until then, thanks everybody so much for watching. I hope that everybody had a great Mother's Day, by the way. Fur babies, human babies, no babies, but you have a mom, etc. Happy Mother's Day. I hope that everybody had a great one. And I will see you later. All right, bye.